Look at the pictures. Listen and look. There is one example. What's the matter with Paul?
What's the matter, Paul? Have you got a stomach ache?
No, my stomach is okay. It's my ears that hurt.
Oh dear. Do you have a headache too?
No, I only have an earache.
Shall we go and see the doctor?
Let's see how I am in the morning.
Okay.
Can you see the tick? Now you listen and tick the box. 1. Which man is Mary's father?
There's my dad.
Which one's he, Mary? Is he the one with the curly blonde hair?
No, my dad has brown hair like me.
Does he have a mustache?
Yes, he does, and he has a beard too. Can you see him now?
Oh, yes, I can see him.
2. What's Jane doing now?
What's Jane doing, Mum? Is she playing tennis?
No, she played tennis this morning, but now she's watching a DVD about football.
Oh, okay. Can I watch it too?
Yes, you can.
For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. Which new sport is the girl going to do today?
I like your board, Daisy. Are you good at it?
I don't know. This is my first time. I'm okay at skateboarding, so I hope it won't be too different.
Well, at least it's softer when you fall on snow. Have you ever been surfing?
I'd like to. My brother's got a surfboard, but he won't let me use it.
2. What did the boy eat for breakfast?
I'm just getting your lunchbox ready for you to take to school, Peter. I've given you a cheese sandwich. Would you like to take some grapes as well?
Can't I have a piece of melon?
Sorry, but you had the last piece for breakfast. You can have a pear if you prefer.
OK, thanks, Mum.
You will hear a manager, Victoria, talking to her assistant, Daniel, about the new company building. For each question, choose the correct answer.
Victoria, how shall we tell staff about the new company building?
I'll tell everyone at the same time, Daniel. We can use our largest office. And by the way, I'd like the staff barbecue to be a surprise. I'll email everyone the details later.
Shall we tell them why we're moving to a new building?
Yes, I'll explain that because we'll be 10 kilometers away from the center, the rent's much lower, but that the offices are the same size.
Sure. Today's May 31st, so when will we be in the new building?
For each question, choose the correct answer. 7. You will hear two friends talking about a football match they went to.
Did you enjoy the match last night? I have to say I thought it was pretty dull.
Oh, I don't know. Most people seem to be enjoying it, me included. Although there weren't nearly as many people watching as there normally are.
The cold weather might be the reason for the low numbers, and the people who were there weren't too happy with some of the things the referee did.
He had some difficult situations to deal with. I didn't think he did too badly, actually.
Anyway, at least our team won. That's what matters.
8. You will hear a man telling his friend about a skiing holiday.
I'm never going skiing again.
Why? You look like you were having a good time in the photos I saw on the internet.
They were taken at the start of the holiday. I was so excited then.
So, what happened?
Everything was fine until someone suggested trying one of the more advanced routes. I've never been so scared in all my life. It was too difficult for me, and I had to give up halfway. I nearly hurt myself hitting a tree. The others all found this very funny, which made me feel pretty silly.
Oh dear.
For each question, choose the correct answer. You will hear an interview with a girl called Jennifer Marsden, who is a comedian, someone who tells jokes in front of an audience.
Jennifer, you're only 16, but have already taken part in several comedy shows. When did you first realise you were good at telling jokes?
I've always tried to make people laugh. At home, though, I was never sure if everyone was laughing to keep me happy or if my jokes were actually funny. This changed when I went to a big-name comedy show and chatted with one of the stars. I tried one of my jokes on him and he laughed, which gave me enough confidence to try performing in a school show.
How do you write your funniest jokes?
Well, what seems to get the most laughs is when I take day-to-day things that have happened to me and change them a bit so they're funnier. Any technique suggested by someone else, like seeing the news on TV and creating jokes based on that, has never worked well for me.
What do your classmates at school think about you being a comedian?
You will hear people talking in different situations. Choose the best answer, A, B, or C. You hear a customer talking to a shop assistant about a coat she bought.
Can I help you?
Yes, I bought this coat here yesterday, but when I tried it on at home, I found it was too tight on me. So I'd like to exchange it for a larger one.
I don't think we have one in stock. Perhaps you'd like to try on another kind of coat or a jacket? Actually, we've got some lovely winter jackets just in.
No, that's not really what I'm looking for.
I could order the one you mentioned if you like, or return your money, whichever you prefer.
Could you order it, please?
Fine.
You hear a weather forecast on the radio.
I'm afraid it looks like there's quite a storm heading towards western and northern areas, and that will arrive about dawn tomorrow. The rest of the country will start off cloudy with a few showers, but by lunchtime there will be clear skies and the bright weather will last well into the early evening, apart from in the south where there might be a few foggy patches once the sun goes down. At around the same time, bad weather will reach eastern regions, bringing high winds and heavy rain, with the possibility of flooding in low-lying areas.
You will hear an interview with a woman called Adriana Moretti, who works as a wildlife photographer. Choose the best answer, A, B, or C.
Adriana, what originally made you decide you wanted to be a professional wildlife photographer?
Well, unlike some who eventually take it up as a career, I wasn't a particularly talented photographer, but I was fascinated by what living creatures do and why. I developed my skills as a photographer while I was actually doing the job, and it wasn't until then I realised my work could take me to all kinds of distant places.
So beginners don't need to take budget flights abroad to improve their photographic skills?
No, they can usually do that in their local countryside, where there'll probably be just as wide a variety of wildlife as anywhere, really. Actually, learning has, if anything, become simpler. For instance, the cost of good quality digital cameras and other essential items has fallen dramatically in recent times, enabling far more people to take good photos. Studying photography can certainly help improve one's technical ability, though I'd do that at college rather than by signing up for one of those online courses.
And of course, you need practical experience.
Yes, there are things you...
Choose the answer A, B or C, which fits best according to what you hear. There are 2 questions for each extract. Extract 1. You will hear 2 people who are waiting for a friend. Now look at questions 1 and 2.
You'd think in today's world of modern technology she could manage to be on time, wouldn't you?
You know what Pam is like. There are always 100 last-minute jobs to do before she can finally walk out of the house.
Does she really need to check everything 3 times before she leaves?
It's not as if she is deliberately late. You know that.
I know, it's not her fault, but it still annoys me.
Well, we've got a lot to do today, so I suggest we get the must-dos over and done with first, and then we'll see if we still have time to go to the matinee cinema.
Okay, but I need a hot coffee once Pam arrives. I'm freezing.
Extract 2. You will hear 2 people talking about forensic technology. Now look at questions 3 and 4.
I was watching a fascinating programme last night about forensic evidence and how the police use technology to solve crimes. It showed how DNA testing is used more and more to link a suspect to a crime scene. An eyelash can be enough. Of course, it's still got a long way to go, and who knows what method of detection they'll dream up next. But it's remarkable what's already been achieved.
I agree with you, but I'm a little apprehensive about the idea of our DNA information being put onto a central police computer. Someone could have left DNA at a crime scene and be a suspect, but they may not have committed the crime, especially if they know the victim. No system is foolproof.
Choose the answer A, B or C, which fits best according to what you hear. There are 2 questions for each extract.
The first few weeks were a whirl, and all the volunteers felt like they were on experience overload. It's hard to convey the massive mental and physical adjustments you make when living in a developing country if all you've known is wall-to-wall Western comforts. As volunteers, we were encouraged to live at grassroots level throughout the year. Indeed, it was impossible not to on the meagre amount of pocket money we were allotted. This meant embracing the culture of the Transky with open arms, whether you liked it or not. The traditional diet of meal, soup and homemade beer was not to be sampled, but lived off, and I could forget any vegetarian tendencies I had, because nobody misses out on their inyama, meat. I've learned much from the Transky, not only about people's attitudes and ways of life, but also about myself, by coping with difficult situations, experiencing successes and failures in the project, and doing it alone, miles away from my family.